Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
She sure is. I am Mitch English, and welcome to Daily Flash.
We made it.
We got us a great show today, straight off his Tuesday night football job. It's sweet baby James. How are you, James?
And I'm auditioning. I need to be out there on that field. So
Yeah,
I
you
got a
do.
great word of the day.
What's the word of the day today, Bubba?
Apologia.
Oh yeah, Prince produced her first or second
That was
album.
Apollonia.
Huh?
Apollonia.
Oh, okay.
This
She
is
was fine, too. She
Apollonia.
was fine. All right. And apologia is a defense, especially of one's opinions, position, or actions.
Very nice. And we have you in that position over there. I like that. And what was it, Lake? What was the lake she jumped in? Lake
Minnetonka.
Minnetonka, thank you. If you were a 14-year-old boy like I was, you remembered that lake. If you remember that movie, you know what I'm talking about. The guy to my right also knows that. Sweet. I'm just going to call you Sweet Maddie.
Sweet Maddie, I'll take it. We're all sweet around
too.
here.
I like it.
You know what's super sweet? Our website,
Yeah, it
dailyflashshow.com. Go on there, find our socials, share, like, do all that fun stuff, and send us a note, flash@dailyflashshow.com.
Matt loves to hear from you, too. By the way, you can go and check out all the show there, and including any show that we've done. You can pop it up and watch it. There you go.
It is a phenomenal archive of daily flash moments that you won't get anywhere
Wow,
else.
you remember the encyclopedia commercials that used to run back in the 80s? That's exactly what that sounded like. Encyclopedias, by the way, Haven. Encyclopedias were these books that were the internet.
And books were these things
Books were
with paper and words.
Yeah,
Poor girl.
I know,
Give her a
right?
hard time.
And there were probably 20 of them because you would have to. They were alphabetized. And
Not
so-
only that, they would have people that would go door to door to try to sell
Sell you
them.
encyclopedias.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. We live in a streaming world.
Indeed
right?
we do.
According to new research, 25% of American households have turned to streaming as their sole source of TV entertainment, while more than half of U.S. consumers use a combo of traditional TV and streaming. Other details from this study were pretty shocking. We spend 24 hours a week watching
That's
TV.
a whole day. Wow.
That's a whole day. Once a week, we spend one entire day watching television. That's how it works out. Most of us do something else
While
TV.
watching? Okay, hey now.
We eat. That's the number one behavior. We surf the net. We post on social media. We text. Those round out the top 5.
I like texting. Matt, did you get my text yesterday? I was watching.
Yes. Tires.
It'd be a
It
quote.
took me a second to get it. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Matt turned me on to Tires on Netflix. If you was our streaming for the weekend, and we do this all the time. If there's a quote or whatever, we'll just send it, and he figured out what it was. That makes a lot of sense. So texting, I do a lot with you. It's like
Yeah.
I just finished this one. You got to check it out.
Yeah. The problem I have when I text or I'm on social media is I think I'm paying attention, but I'm not. Because oftentimes I'm like, wait a second, I just missed a whole thing. And I'll rewind
Yeah.
it. Thank God I can rewind it. And then I'll realize I missed a huge chunk of what was actually happening in this show or movie or whatever.
You had told me about this because you did it. Black Mirror had this episode where they gaslit this girl, and he had that Barney's hat.
Yes.
And I had forgotten that we had talked about it, and I
Yes.
noticed it, and then I remember you said, yes, I had to go back and look. And they did that, which I appreciate. Now, and the reason I bring that up is that because that was a critical part that you needed to see.
Yes.
And if you're doing something else, you could.
You would totally miss it. Word of mouth remains the biggest influence
Yep,
when it
makes
comes to
sense.
choosing content. Mitch recently texted me, have you seen The Jackal yet? I was like, no, I haven't. So I started watching it immediately.
Yeah.
And we depend on our own, recommendations.
Because usually your friends know your recommendations or who you're getting them from. Like
Yes.
him and I know it's just going to be some dirty comedy or something. And you guys have a whole different set.
And you also, what is interesting to me is my in-laws, I will tell them about stuff. Like I didn't tell them about Tires, but like the Night of the Jackal and everything.
Yeah.
And it's neat because you kind of, to go along with Matt saying, you know what your friends are into. And when you're watching it, you go, oh, they would love this.
Yes.
And that's what I thought of with Night of the
It's
Jackal.
a great way to communicate with
Yeah,
people.
it's fun, too.
We love to talk about movies and television shows, and when you find a really great recommendation, there's something really satisfying about, did you see this? You gotta see it. And then they love it as much as you do.
Which, if we can relate that to movie theaters, is that's why horror films are great because we're doing it as a group.
Yeah.
And so this, by texting each other and stuff.
No, it's true, it's a
Not
collective.
those kind of movies.
Yeah, not those.
I didn't say anything.
You laugh.
You laugh. Sideline reporter. Yeah, it's a collective experience,
Collective,
right?
I like that,
Yeah.
right.
And here's what I found really interesting: 75% of Americans use Netflix and Amazon Prime over any other streaming service.
I believe that.
And I mean, we have both of those, and I have to say, we usually start with Netflix to see what's new, then go to Amazon Prime, and then everything else kind of follows.
Look at all the sports organizations that switched over to going to
Yes.
streaming. The NASCAR's on Prime now. The WWE's on Netflix, so they've all moved over.
You've
there.
got-
Well, I'm sorry,
Yeah, no,
Max
no.
has Major League Baseball because if it's on a CBS station,
Yep.
and my in-laws, they are huge Braves fans, and they'll get blacked out even on MLB, which I don't think is fair. So it's interesting to see that. But not only that, I think news, where folks get their news, has changed a
Yes,
lot.
I think that's true. And then 77% of people who use streaming services prefer streaming when it comes to movie and TV shows. They'd rather watch it on a streaming service than watch it on traditional broadcast television, which I
right.
thought was pretty interesting.
All we ask is that you just watch our show and you tell
Yeah.
all your friends about us.
You can
and
stream us 24/7.
that's the beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Just go to our website at dailyflashshow.com. Let's jump into some trending stories.
do
You
it.
want to? Well, the most unsafe vacation nation on earth has been named for 2025. The winner is the Philippines. The Travel Safety Index, it's based on 35 different criteria in 5 categories. They include frequency of natural disasters, violence, armed conflict, health infrastructure, and military presence. Nations are rated with a scale from 0 to 100, 0 representing the safest, 100 the most dangerous, and the Philippines ranked first with a score out of 83 out of 100. Now, despite the travel advisory, more than 5 million tourists visit each year. And, it's also one of these things. Now, other countries, I believe Spain doesn't want tourism anymore. They're going against the...
They're maxed out.
They're saying we're over tourists. And the citizens are like going after people from other countries. I just say going after, but they give them a hard time. But it's like, look, tourism is what your country
Fuels
survives on and fuels on.
economies.
Right?
Yeah, think
But
about-
Philippines is interesting.
A friend of mine went to the Philippines, said it was one of the most beautiful countries he's ever
yeah?
been to, but he was never more scared in his life, because of the crime and what he was told when he got there, and just, the way he had to be very aware of his surroundings, and it was a whole different experience than he had anticipated.
James, you got a smile on your face because I bet you're thinking what I'm thinking with the Philippines. You got to make sure that if you hit on a girl there, right?
Yeah,
That it's a girl, right?
Check the neck. Same thing in Thailand.
Check the neck.
Yeah, that's it. Check the neck.
It's right here.
Oh my
But that's true though, right?
Well, and the tourism companies have been getting pushed away. I know a lot of ports aren't even letting cruise ships in anymore because it just got too overrun. And I know Italy was having a problem with Americans destroying stuff.
Well, that's what happened.
And by the way, it's pronounced Italy. I didn't know if
Italy.
you knew that. Yeah.
A billboard for beef tallow sunscreen by a brand called Primally Pure has people doing a double take. The ad reads, poison-free SPF with tallow. Next to that ad, there's a photo of a blonde woman with a caption that reads, the sun isn't poison, but your sunscreen is. Now, according to their site, the brand promises that its SPF products are free of seed oils, fragrance, and chemicals. They also mention that they use grass-fed tallow as their key ingredient. Tallow is, of course, fat that is beef fat.
And it's more natural and that sort of thing. I know at our house we cook with it every once in a while. But if you think about that, I feel like you're baking your skin,
Yes.
which is something like in the 80s that would happen. People would put butter on
They put
themselves.
Crisco on.
I had
Crisco,
a
yeah.
friend in high school put motor oil on himself. I mean, and that's how he sunbathed during the summer.
I didn't even know what tallow.
Wow.
And Mitch, you probably see it on the way into work. I didn't even know what
That
tallow
billboard?
was, except that Steak and Shake is now promoting their tallow fries with
Yes.
a giant billboard.
Have you had? Do you know the difference between the taste?
Can I taste it?
Yeah.
I
think
can't
so.
tell you because I live in a world where I would use beef tallow all the time.
Yes, so
but
you
I would
wouldn't know the
imagine if it tastes better, it's not beef tallow.
Yeah.
Not that beef tallow is bad.
No,
but-
it tastes 100 times better.
Yeah?
The beef tallow.
Oh, that's good then,
As
okay.
opposed to the seed oils.
And if you think about it, yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
it's fat from cows,
Yeah.
and so you can see how it works better. I know ghee. We cook
Butter,
with ghee,
yeah.
which is like a processed butter and that sort of thing. Not processed, but
Clarified.
Clarified. God bless you
I got
for
you.
remembering these words.
Yep.
Thank you for clarifying that.
It's butter that you know it.
Butter. You know what? You take the rest of the show.
No,
I am
no,
not.
no,
Put butter on
The beef
everything.
tallow. I would have a hard time doing it, but it looks like it's mixed up with other chemicals and that sort of thing. First off, they told you to stay out of the sun altogether.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not sure covering yourself in beef tallow is the best SPF, but I'm no expert, so I might skip that one.
I think of Seinfeld, that episode where where Kramer is putting butter on himself, and then Newman looks at him and he looks like a turkey.
Yes.
That's what I would feel like if I put beef tallow on ourselves. All right, we have got more stuff on this Monday edition of Daily Flash. We got today's trends and tomorrow's talk right here.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We're back right after this. DailyFlashShow.com. Check us out. We're back right after this.
Please welcome three-time Grammy-nominated R&B vocal powerhouse Ryan Shaw into this week's Spotlight. Hi, Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
Congrats on the new single, Rising Up. It is such a beautiful message.
I mean, it's really about lifting each other up. The lyric, I lift you and you lift me. We are a community, and if we just engage and get with our community, then we can make a change locally. And if everyone does that locally, then we can implement change globally.
You co-produced Rising Up with the wonderful Grammy Award-winning Scott Jacoby. He's worked with other greats like John Legend and Sia, Coldplay. That's quite a nice list, and here he is with Ryan Shaw.
It's just been the gift that keeps on giving with Scott. He's such a great, super talented, super connected producer. The fact that he works across almost all genres of music is a real testament to his true skill.
Check out Ryan Shaw's newest single, Rising Up, his new album Off-Broadway with Ray Angry, and visit ryanshaw.com.
Catch The Scene with Doreen every Wednesday at 38 past the hour, only on Daily Flash.
Hey, with summer break officially here, parents everywhere, they're feeling that shift, right? Kids are home, routines are gone, expectations high. Well, joining us now with some advice is parenting expert Katherine Sellery. Hello there, Katherine.
Hey, so good to be back.
So glad to have you here, especially this pivotal part of the year. Really, kids, this is where they say, I'm bored, we don't know what to do. Sometimes we overload them. But you've got 4 tips that will actually help not only parents, but kids ease into summer. Let's start off with the first one. Ease the whiplash. Now, are we talking about maybe not hit them as hard? Is that what you're saying? Don't beat them as much?
You know, it's that transition from school to summer that can feel disorienting for kids.
I figured that.
They're used to structure, Mitch. They're used to structure. So going from a tightly packed daily schedule to wide open freedom, it can be really exciting, but it can also be dysregulating, disorienting. So don't try to recreate school at home. Focus on that light rhythm, morning anchor, midday reset, closing ritual. This gives kids something to count on without turning summer into boot camp.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense too. And I always felt like with my kids, like, hey, this is your time. You did good during the school year. Let's work on some stuff. And I imagine, if you kept going that way, where it's like, hey, we're going 180, it really would mess up their lives. And you hit the nail on the head.
A little bit of structure.
Structure,
yeah,
they
just
need
that
that.
light rhythm.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
I don't think there's a child or even a parent actually that has said, hey, what are we doing today during the summertime? And you say it's a trap, but how do we avoid it?
Yeah. So, but when every day's a blank slate, they start to push for control. What are we doing? What are we doing? And then parents feel the pressure to entertain. So create a choice board together with your kids each week. You can begin the week by kind of being like, okay, what are we going to do this week?
Okay.
So quiet time, creative project, chores, free play. Then kids shape the plan. They're more likely to follow through on the plan, less likely to ask, what are we doing every day? And you sidestep any potential battles that would otherwise be created. Just that little weekly routine at the beginning.
Having ADHD, I love lists, like check lists. No, really, I do. Because I go, I don't know what to do. I can refer to it and I go, all right, well, now I have options. You're saying, though...
I love lists, too.
Lists are great.
Yeah, just a light sort of like together, collaborative, what are we going to do this week at the beginning, gets it out of the way.
We are talking about, it also will kind of alleviate any kind of boredom. But you say boredom's kind of important. Why do we want to leave space for boredom?
Yeah, because lives during the school year are so packed, that probably never happens. So it's not a failure. It's literally a doorway. And when we rush to fill every gap, we rob our kids of the opportunity to discover what excites them. Let them figure it out on their own. So instead of fixing boredom by, why don't you do this? Or you've got time and space. What can you create? Let their imaginations pop up, curiosity. Let them regulate their own emotions and let them figure it out. It's kind of what summer's about, don't you think?
I 100% agree. I think, though, the trap and the problem is this thing right here, because we go boredom. What do? They jump on a screen. Do you lay that out?
That's
do
true.
you lay rules out and say, hey, look, we want you to have fun this summer, or we want you to do what you...
I think it's okay to do that. I think it's okay to say that, because the screen time is such a big deal that, it's okay. You get more time on screens because it's summer and there's less, homework and all the rest of it. And I wouldn't be okay with you spending your summer only on the screen. So let's figure that out.
Love that.
Together. What's good, what's not okay for you.
I love how you said that, too, because when you said it, it was guilt-free, and that's actually your next tip. That summer guilt, was it because I didn't get to do stuff when I was a kid? Are we projecting onto our kids? What does that summer guilt mean?
We see it everywhere. So don't measure ourselves against that fantasy Pinterest perfect summer memory photo, because not every day is going to be magical like that. Back to how wonderful boredom is and lots of empty space. It's okay to let things be messy, quiet, ordinary. The best summer memories, at least, I think we can reflect on, they come from those unscheduled moments, walks around the block, backyard hose, late night chats.
Yeah.
Just so wonderful to just get rid of the guilt.
And as you were saying that, my mind was going through thinking about my summer vacations. And actually, when I think about time with my family, they mainly hover around either the holidays, but the summer mainly, because we do some traveling. And this is a great opportunity to create those memories. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, so true. So true. Take the pressure off, parents.
I love it. And we love all of your advice. And if you at home want to find out more information and you want to find out this and so many other topics, Katherine's got us all set up. You can check out freeparentingbook.com. We'll have links on our website at dailyflashshow.com, and you can see this interview as well. We got more Flash coming up right around the corner. Andrea's taking us and introducing us to this, the world's smallest violin. All right, it's not what you think it is, but we'll talk about it in Boss Lady.
In this week's Boss Lady, we take a look at a team of women inventors from the UK who have created what they call the world's tiniest violin. Here's Boss Lady Kelly Morrison, a professor of experimental physics at Loughborough University, to explain how they did it and why.
I'm Kelly Morrison. I'm a professor of experimental physics here at Loughborough University. We've been exploring the capabilities of our new nanolithography system to create what we believe is the world's smallest violin.
Here it is, the world's smallest violin on this chip.
Depending on how you engage with technology, there are people who are always looking to have something that runs faster, better, more efficient. That requires this continuing finding a way to scale down. So that could be for cell phones, laptops. It's the technological capability to go from fairly large things, millimeter, so something that you could see with your eye, and making it smaller and smaller and smaller so that they could cram more stuff in. All of this relies on being able to pattern very small things. But as it gets harder to make things smaller, we now need different ways of approaching that. The nanofraser is what we call a thermal scanning probe microscope. It allows you to effectively write patterns or draw very, very small structures in different types of materials. It's like this very, very, very small needle that can see atomic interactions. What we do is we take that needle and we heat it up. So now it can not only see the surface with atomic resolution, but it can burn away material. Because it can burn away material, we can use it to write patterns.
To create the world's smallest violin, we have a multi-step process. And we start with our clean chip and put it into the glove box, where we coat it with a very thin layer of polymer. We take this chip and then put it underneath the nanofraser, load our pattern in the nanofraser software, and then set the parameters so that the small tip, which gets hot, writes the violin pattern into the polymer. The next step is to dissolve the polymer, and it only dissolves where we wrote the pattern. So we are left with a hole in the shape of a violin. We then take the chip and transfer it to the deposition chamber where we deposit a platinum layer. We then take out the chip out of the system and put it in some acetone to remove all of the polymer. We are then left behind with the violin. It might be difficult to visualize all these different steps because everything happens at such a small scale. But a very easy to understand analogy is screen printing. In screen printing, you create a stencil of your design, place it onto your t-shirt and then squeeze through the color. And then you peel off the stencil and you're left over with your design on the t-shirt. And this is very similar what we do, just on a smaller scale. It measures 13 micrometers across, and it's 35 micrometers tall, and it is made from platinum.
If I take the comparison of the average human hair, something between 15 and 120 microns, it's smaller than that.
Another comparison we can make is of the size of the violin to the size of a tardigrade or small water bear. And they have a size of about 50 to 1,200 microns. So if you had a small tardigrade, they might be able to play the violin.
Building the world's smallest violin may all seem like fun and games, but a lot of what we've learned in this process has essentially laid the groundwork for the research that's going to be implemented here. Currently, there's only a handful of nanofrasers in the UK, and what's unique or special about Loughborough's is firstly, we've got it installed in a glove box that allows us to control the air. But you can get some materials that are very sensitive to water or air, or even the inclusion of some dust that can come in when you take it out. The nanofraser will allow us to design experiments so that we can really probe different materials in different ways. So that could be with light, magnetism, electricity, and see what the response is. And once we know that response, we understand it, then we can use it in different ways in new technologies to improve on, say, how efficient a computer is, or let's try and harvest some energy while we're at it. But first we need to understand the basic science, and that's what it will enable. I'm really excited about the level of control and possibilities that we have with the setup, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can achieve, but also what everyone else can do with the system, because it's open for access in the school.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk. We also have Matt Doolittle joining us this morning. Hey, Matty.
Hey guys, we love all of our viewers all over the country and 219 affiliates across the country, American Forces Network. And you can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, click on the Where to Watch tab. Today, we are greeting our friends at WJDE in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville.
Never been.
You've never been? Oh my gosh,
oddly.
man.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me.
It is such a growing city, especially your sports fans, because it looks like they might be up for the next Major League Baseball expansion team.
Is that
They've got some pretty big right now. They've got just like Orlando does. But already now you got the new stadium there.
We got the Tennessee Titans.
And
They have a better name
Should
than
we
what
check
they
in
want.
with Mike?
Yes.
Call
should we
the
check in
Orlando
with,
team.
Mike Tirico on camera.
Mike Tirico, ladies and gentlemen, working
Camera
camera 3.
Thank you. Anything you need. I know all sports.
Nice jacket. I love it. That's sweet baby James here. All right, there's nothing better than a good podcast when you're traveling. There's some new data out now that says, what do you think the most popular type of podcast is out there? You got your entertainment, you got your news podcast, you got a true crime, you got a celebrity.
Oh, I'd say true crime.
It's the murder crime ones. Yeah.
It is. It's number one, actually. It's the most popular. 24% of the streaming market, as far as podcasts go, are the true crimes. And there's new competition every single day of these new podcasts coming out. Anybody that has basically a microphone can have a podcast these days. But these true crimes, and I think because of the fact a true crime has a beginning, middle, and end, which is a movie, and it's something you want to find out what happens, and you might be able, and there's no really time limit per se for most of them on how to get that data out. We've also seen some crimes being solved because of true crime.
And you're not going to run out of murders.
And you're not going to run. There'll always be enough, right?
So my wife watches the whatever it is on HLN, the murder stuff from like the 90s on there.
Where the guy talks like this.
Yes. She watches it so much that when a new one comes around, she's like, "Oh, I've seen this one." I'm like, "How many of these have you watched?" Because it seems like there's like days of these things.
I'm not exactly sure what it is about women and true crime, but obsessed with it because there's something about it. I saw a study that said the reason why so many women are obsessed with true crime is because they think that if something were to happen to them, knowing what could possibly happen to them, it gives them a defense system to react to it if they need to. It's some sort of, according to this one researcher, primal sort of reaction and connection to wanting to know how to deal with being in that possible situation.
I think it's how to figure out how to get rid of their husbands.
That's
what I get worried about.
I say they were taking notes, but isn't that weird though? Speaking of that, it's like they give all the details of what happened.
Yes.
And people still get caught. You don't take notes and say, "Hey, all right, I'll
make sure you don't do that."
Yeah.
I know what, Matt, you're talking about, because I think on XM they run them continuously, and I think Headline News runs them after 6 o'clock, because apparently no news after. There's no headlines after that. I guess I don't know, but it's always fun to listen to. If you're watching it on TV, it's from the 90s because it's 4x3. It's got the black bars on it. But if you're listening to it, he'll go, "Bob went and called the travel agent from the phone book." Like all this stuff that has no relevance anymore.
He pulled up could have been fixed with a cell phone too.
Yeah, and a cell phone.
Listen to him, like, she could have just called him.
I think, and also, as I mentioned, traveling in a car, a podcast is like almost like having a friend there when you're by yourself. So I could see how that pops up, and the availability and how easy it is as well.
Well, and you look at the number of podcasts that have actually spawned a number of television shows and movies. I'm thinking The Thing About Pam that was inspired by a podcast.
I think Dateline did something.
Dateline did that. I mean, there have been so many of them. The gal that did the Elizabeth, I can't think of her last name, but she's the one that created the phony pill medication.
I know you're talking about
blood test, whatever. I mean,
it's CVS. That's what it was.
Yeah, and that created a whole television series too. I think actually.
People getting away with things, and we want to know.
Getting caught. I think we like that. We like that. Figuring out the
Justice.
puzzle. We like seeing what happens, seeing them get caught, seeing how they try and get out of it, get caught and punished.
Best podcast out there. Let us know what it is. Drop us an email, flash@dailyflashshow.com. Oh, just go to our website.
Yeah.
You can kind of watch it as like a podcast, but you get pictures at least when you go there as well. Stick around. More Flash after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. If you enjoy outdoor living space, you will want to hear this. Our next guest, Sean McAleer, has a beautiful new book titled Deck Rebellion. The book is filled with magnificent deck renovations, and he joins us now with some of his favorite remodeling tips. Sean, so excited. Welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you for having me, Andrea. Really appreciate it.
What are some current trends in deck renovation that you're seeing right now?
It's just the actual trend of doing it. Everybody wants a beautiful space outside, and not just the square rectangle decks of old. They want no maintenance luxury on their backyard. What we're building, we're not just building decks anymore, we're building stages where the best moments of your life happen. A lot of people, that's their main entertaining space.
That's a great point. It's become sort of like the fifth main room in the house. What advice do you have for people remodeling their decks?
Start with what you want to get out of it. A lot of people, first thing, you really need a cover on the deck, especially with the way the weather is, the way we live in this world with, heat and rain and everything else. You need a cover on the deck. That'll change your deck into a space that here in the Northeast, 10 months a year, no rain days. You have heat, you have fans, it controls the space. You can plan events on your deck.
And you say traveling inspires your work. What region or country has made the most impact on your design style?
Oh, I've been, Thailand was a very tied in with the earth and just the way it blended in with nature and the natural woods and the shapes that they use there versus Greece, where it's cleaner lines, everything is bright, everything is open space. So it all depends on the area that I go to, but I see these different things and, these are old cultures, and outdoor living has been a part of the culture for thousands of years.
I think we take it for granted sometimes. We here in Florida have to deal with the heat, the sunshine, the rain, hurricane season. So you mentioned the cover. What about turf and hardscaping? Is that a big part of your deck landscaping program? Is that something you'd recommend for a lot of people?
Yes, absolutely. We do entire backyard. So it's not just decks. We're doing the deck, the cover. We're doing the hardscape. Turf is a big thing. We do a lot of turf. That's becoming more and more popular because you don't have the heat that you do with a hard surface. It doesn't heat up as much. It's kid friendly. It's dog friendly. It's a different texture. It's nicer to walk on. That we use a lot. And with rain and everything else, pervious surfaces are really important.
And what advice?
Another big thing.
Oh, go for
I
it.
was going to say another big thing is lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting is huge because during the day it's beautiful, but at night the space, if it's lit properly, that brings the magic. The wow factor goes through the roof.
Yeah, I think people underestimate the power of good lighting when it comes to evenings outside on the deck. And what advice do you have for DIYers? There's a lot of people who think, oh, I'd love to do my backyard, but they might get started on it and becomes too much for them.
Start out just like we do with the bigger projects. Start out with a master plan. You may not build everything at once, but know where everything is going to go, lay it all out, and then take it off in bite-sized chunks, things that you can handle, so that you don't build something and then say, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that, because laying in the infrastructure is super important. So start with a master plan, break it into bite-sized pieces.
Great advice. Sean, the book is absolutely beautiful. Deck Rebellion, Revolutionary Concepts for Outdoor Living. It's gorgeous. Sean McAleer, thank you so much for joining us. For more information and to get a copy of Sean's book, please visit deckremodelers.com, or you can head to Amazon where you can purchase a copy of Deck Rebellion. We're back right after this.
Life Love Shopping is a weekly 30-minute lifestyle show hosted by Andrea Jackson. It's focused on the latest trends for your health, home, and happiness. Life Love Shopping offers viewers ways to improve their life and style, wellness, and relationships. If you live it, love it, or buy it, Life Love Shopping will talk about it.
We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction.
Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z.
Hey, the summer months mean household projects and maintenance, right? We got George Oliphant. He's host of George to the Rescue, sharing his top tips for summer home improvement.
How's it going, everyone? Let's start in the laundry room. The LG Wash Tower combines a full-size washer and dryer in a single sleek unit, saving half the floor space of a traditional set. It's got a center control panel that keeps all the controls within reach for ultimate convenience. One of my favorite features is the Turbo Wash 360, which cleans larger loads in under 30 minutes. It also has the allergen cycle, which removes 95% of allergens. It has a built-in intelligence and smart pairing, which optimizes every wash cycle. It simplifies your laundry while ensuring advanced cleaning and fabric care. All right, with storm season underway, reliable power is crucial. Duracell delivers lasting power for essential devices. Duracell copper top AA and AAA batteries with power boost ingredients and lithium coin batteries are vital for powering emergency kits. I recommend visiting Duracell.com to review the Storm Ready Kit checklist and make sure that you stock up at any mass retailer to stay powered and protected. Now, summer is the perfect time to spruce up your backyard, and one of my favorite finds is the Bird Buddy Smart Bird Feeder Pro. It's solar powered, it's AI powered, and it's just plain fun. You get gorgeous 2K live streams and instant species identification right on your phone. So it's educational, it's interactive, and it's effortless, and it is a great time for the whole family. I'm talking kids, grandparents, and everybody in between. And right now, it's up to 40% off for the 4th of July sale at mybirdbuddy.com. For more information on any of the things we talked about, you can go to the George Oliphant social pages. I'll have links, or you can go to mybirdbuddy.com, Duracell.com, or LG.com, and that will be all the information necessary.
A new study finds that Americans consider brain health one of the most important issues today. Here's some expert advice on keeping your brain healthy with neurologist Dr. Shay Data.
Hi, thanks for having me. Brain health's become a growing concern among my patients, especially as more people notice forgetfulness and a lack of focus as they age. As a neurologist, I always emphasize putting a foundation in place to support brain health: a balanced diet, regular exercise, and quality sleep. But even with these routines, many people benefit from incorporating targeted supplementation to give their brain that extra layer of support. That's why I recommend Cunol Brain Health Memory Plus to my patients, a new supplement with ingredients clinically shown to support brain health for improved memory, focus, and attention. Cunol is already known for its science-backed supplements that empower you to age well, and their new brain health products are no different. What I love about Cunol Brain Health is its unique high-absorption, dual-action formula. It combines two powerful clinically tested ingredients, magtine, magnesium L-threonate, and cognizant citicoline. Magtine is a patented form of magnesium that's specifically designed to cross the blood-brain barrier and deliver essential magnesium to the brain, which is key for cognitive function, and cognizant aids in the maintenance of brain cell structure. Together to deliver up to 9 cognitive benefits. Cunol Memory Plus and Focus Plus have both been shown to improve attention, focus, and even productivity and energy among those with occasional sleeplessness. Cunol Memory Plus, with its 500 milligrams of cognizant per serving, also has been shown to improve memory. Cunol Brain Health is available in 2 varieties, Memory Plus and Focus Plus. Both products are caffeine-free, stimulant-free, gluten-free, vegetarian, and contain no synthetic dyes. It's very easy. Just take 2 tablets daily or after a meal, or follow your healthcare provider's guidance. You can find Cunol Brain Health Memory Plus and Focus Plus at major retailers nationwide, including Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Sam's Club, and Amazon. It's an excellent addition to help support a healthy brain as you age.
Ready to set sail? Well, there's one cruise line that's ready to welcome you on board. Check this out.
Regent Seven Seas Cruises' new ship, Seven Seas Prestige, features the largest all-inclusive, ultra-luxury cruise accommodation in history.
The 2-story Skyview Regent Suite is nearly 4 times the size of the average U.S. home, with private gym and ocean-facing bedrooms. Regent's first new ship class in 10 years also features 11 more accommodation categories starting at $6,499, sailing the Caribbean and Mediterranean.
Bookings open June 25th. For more, visit rssc.com.
When it comes to menopause, experts say it can affect your beauty routines, but there are solutions. Joining us now is Dr. Lindsay Zubritsky. Good morning, doctor. Great to have you. So how does menopause affect our beauty routines?
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. Well, when menopause occurs, it slows down the production of estrogen and progesterone hormones, which in turn majorly affects the body, not only in how you feel, but also how you look. So of course, hot flashes, but also dry, itchy skin, thinning hair. But there are easy over-the-counter and affordable products that can help that I recommend right here. So let's start with hair. I recommend John Frieda's Ultra Filler Plus collection, designed to help people with fine, thin hair get the look of thicker, fuller hair instantly. There's a thickening shampoo, conditioner, styling spray, each around $10 at Walmart and Amazon. And I love the new hair density scalp serum, $10.97. It's powered by an advanced blend of Capixyl and Bicapol, clinically proven to promote denser hair strands. It's non-greasy, ultra lightweight, so you can use it on wet or dry hair. Using these together every day will really help reduce breakage and hair shedding for thicker, fuller hair. Next for your skin is the Puri Cap-Leak Redness Soothing Dermo Mist Toner from the brand Pharmaceris. Pharmaceris is a European dermocosmetic skincare line developed by an expert team of dermatologists, biologists, and chemists. It's well known in European pharmacies, and it's recently launched in the US at Walgreens.com and in nearly 1,600 Walgreens stores nationwide. So this is a refreshing, soothing, hydrating toner mist that instantly cools you down and combats dryness, redness, irritation, hyperpigmentation, all of which are affected by menopause. So use this toner in your daily skincare routine and as a midday refresher or anytime you just need like a little calming spritz. It's suitable for all skin types and it's just $14.99.
Great options. Thank you, doctor, and easily available. We'll make sure to post this information on our website as well.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Time now for us to take a look at those lifestyles of the rich and famous, and we dive into some celebrity real estate.
Yes, we're going to start with actor Chris Evans. He has listed his Hilltop Mulholland Drive home for close to $7 million. The 43-year-old purchased the Hollywood Hills home back in 2013. Property was originally built in the 1940s, sits on about an acre of land. The property features a 4,600 square foot main house and an ADU for rental income. The gated home also comes with an outdoor pool. Some of Evans' furniture is negotiable with the sale, as well as his gym, where he got into legendary shape for those Marvel movies.
Boy, that's cool.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I love that. The Texas estate, custom built by NFL Hall of Famer Deion Primetime Sanders. It's back on the market. This time it's listed for $5.5 million. However, it could actually use a serious reno. Construction in 1999, at the height of Sanders' playing career, the 30,000 square foot mansion was designed to match his larger-than-life persona. Set on what was once a 100-acre spread, the home reflected Sanders' flair at the time with high ceilings and marble floors.
Oh, wow.
It also includes a home theater, indoor training field, a bowling alley, and a basketball court. It's got 9 bedrooms, 11 baths, floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook 6 acres. The property also includes a resort-style pool, 8-acre pond, and a 14-car garage. The mansion has been vacant, though, for more than a decade.
14. Wow. I wanted a 15-car garage.
Sorry, you're going to have to park it outside.
That's too bad. And Ellen DeGeneres is holding on to one piece of her life in Los Angeles following her move to the UK. The 67-year-old former talk show host listed her Richard Neutra-designed dwelling for sale back in January with an asking price of $30 million. It's the second time she's tried to sell it. She put it on the market back in 2024 for $33 million. The home offers sweeping views of the Los Angeles skyline, as well as 2 state-of-the-art kitchens and a sizable living room. This is one of those properties in Los Angeles that is very coveted because of Richard Neutra, the architect and designer behind it. Very mid-century modern.
I love mid-century modern. Also, I know that there was a lot, I think, didn't she do something during the pandemic? Was this the house where she did a lot, I think, some shows from?
Yeah, and she had several. She bought a lot of real estate in Los Angeles and in Santa Barbara too. So I know they had a house in Santa Barbara that had stables with it. You know?
Nice.
So I'm not sure which one she still has a hold of, except for that one there. Yeah.
She's in the UK now.
Yep.
We are not moving anywhere because we'll be back tomorrow. Promise, right here. We'll see you then. Y'all have a good one. See you when we look at you.